I've just remembered something.
Oh dear. What?
Oh, really?
And cue Sinister.
Hello, and welcome to the Flashing Bloke podcast, Thingamy Bob, where we are doing episode 4 of Genesis of the Daleks. And Siobhan has just remembered that she'd forgotten something, and I'd like to know what it is. What is it?
I forgot we've got a title sequence now.
Ah,
So
let's play that then.
Yes. Well, I have done that. That's when I was just cradling my head. That would have worked really well otherwise.
Right. Anyway, so yes, episode 4 of Genesis of the Daleks. Before we get into the recap, do we have anything else to talk about?
Yes.
We do?
We do.
Oh, proceed.
Proceed. Okay. Right. If you remember, boys and girls, last week when we did Two Fan Dinosaurs, that's what I'm calling this. Two Fan Dinosaurs. I'm sorry.
You know, there was a cartoon called Two Stupid Dogs. Two Fan Dinosaurs.
Two Fan Dinosaurs. It's quite good. See, the difference is here, we know what's coming up. We're not looking at this for the first time, so we're just going to sit here and take the mickey. Yes, but last week you asked an important question.
Was it about repainting of Daleks?
It was about repainting of Daleks. So I'm going to share my screen now.
Wow. Am I going to be able to... Oh, yes, I can see something's happening.
And it's done something very strange indeed.
Oh, hello. Important question came up during our Genesis reaction thing. It's cut off now on the side. Oh, there we go. By 88, the Beeb was still using original bits of Dalek prop. These had no doubt been painted a lot. So how much bigger were they due to paint layers? And you keep moving it, and it's very hard to read.
It's going all over. This isn't working how I thought it would work.
I promised I'd ask you.
Yeah. So.
Well, you can read the replies. As I've been you can be him.
Okay. Right. What I'll do is. Great question. I'm putting this over onto here now. Hang on.
I can't keep up with this.
You can't keep up with this. Neither can I.
I like your desktop background, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
You've redecorated, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
You've redecorated.
I'm doing the place up a bit. Why isn't this doing what it was doing? This makes no sense. Doesn't matter. Okay, so Gav. So I asked Gav Reimel about this whole thing about Daleks being thicker over the years. The reply: great question. A good couple of millimeters.
Yes.
Look at the layers on this paint chip. The main consequence, though, was the weight. When Shawcraft made them, they were super light. 2 decades later, they were carrying many whole tins of paint on them. And if I do that, he's sent us a picture showing the base GPR, the first silver coat, and then a black Dalek layer. However, that's not all.
Okay.
There's another picture which shows
gold
from Day of the Daleks in there.
Wow.
You don't get this in other shows.
So what we're saying is...
Yes.
So let's just imagine this. So this Dalek would have first been painted grey and... Did they have blue orbs in the original the Daleks?
Yeah.
Right, grey. So grey and blue.
Yeah.
Probably had a couple of fresh coats because a couple of them were given away and then brought back again, weren't they, from Bernardo's?
Yeah.
Then we would have had Day of the Daleks, which one of them would have been painted gold.
Mm-hmm. And the other two are very deep.
Then we would have had
Frontier, in which
Frontier
they
in
kept
space,
the same livery.
Where they were, the gold one would have been painted over grey or silvery.
It would have been, no, he was gold in Frontier. In Day of the Daleks.
Yes.
Sorry, Destiny. Bloody hell. Planet of the Daleks. I got there eventually.
Yes. Okay, so then he was painted. And then Death to the Daleks, they had a totally fresh coat of paint.
Yep.
So he then had a grey on top of that. Mm-hmm. Then Genesis of the Daleks, we're back to a similar colour to Planet of the Daleks. And by the time we got to Destiny of the Daleks, they're fucked.
There is slightly more to it than that, I suspect. We should point out, if you're really interested in this, go to Dalek 63 to 88.
Yes.
Gav's site, and also he does wonderful YouTube videos as well.
It is.
But I
it
think
is
there's a
amazing
chance
how
they
they're
may have
able to
been-
track. They're able to track individual props, not just props, but elements of the props across every single story.
It's remarkable, the research. And it's presented well as well, so you're not just sitting there thinking, what am I watching? It's not. It's enjoyable. They proved that the Who Shop's police box actually wasn't from the Cushing movies. But you've got to remember also during the 70s, they had the occasional repaint for promotional appearances and whatever. And then Destiny, they repainted them.
Did they have new Daleks for Curse of the Daleks? The stage thing?
Yes.
They didn't use the stage ones.
Bits of the stage ones have turned up, I think, on TV. Again, this is one of those YouTube videos that Gavin's done.
And I can't remember, did they use any of the TV ones for the films? I don't think they did they?
No, they're all
but the
builds.
film, some of the film bits have turned up in the TV.
Yes, well, including an entire prop.
In the chase. Yeah.
No. Planet of the Daleks.
No, and the chase as well. They had a couple of static. They had a couple of static Dalek
without
guards.
their bases.
Yeah, without their bases, and an entire Dalek is seen for a split second, which is how not Product Enterprise, character options or whatever they are, were able to get to release the chase Dalek set
Which I haven't got, which is a shame.
But
However,
that's how they got
I'm
around.
very much looking forward to the new Dalek sets.
Yeah.
Well, they call this the Day of the Dalek set, but that Dalek is pure Planet of the Daleks. I need a couple of those. Trouble is, I've already got a gold Dalek. I'm going to end up with 3.
The gold Dalek looks a bit too gold. He's totally plastered in gold.
Yeah, but yeah. How do I answer that? I don't.
And
it's that simple.
I've got a question for anybody who cares to listen.
Oh, yes.
So we've got Power of the Daleks is set number 5. Dalek History now set 5, isn't it?
I believe so.
Right, then they've got Day of the Daleks is set 7. So where's set 6 gone? It must be evil, right?
It is Evil of the Daleks. However, what they would have ended up having to do, and this is from character options, they would have ended up having to release 2 sets which were practically identical, because the Daleks in Power and Evil are identical. So what they've done is they've hung on to Evil, dropped it back down.
Black Dome.
1, and you'd still have a silver one, wouldn't you? Anyway, so they've dropped it down the schedule to be released with something else, so they're not competing against each other.
They could have done a nice Emperor.
Ooh.
Be big.
They're not adverse to doing new molds. I mean, the 2... I can't believe we're getting Vord and Sensorite action figures.
Yeah, that's mental.
I mean, action figures? The Vord and the Sensorites? Action? You can basically recreate that scene where a little model Vord goes, spinning out of the pyramid. But so they're still doing new molds, because both of those Vord have different head molds. They're using, I think it's the Axon body, but same with the Sensorites. But there are new head molds, so you never know, they might do.
You could do a very nice Sensorite Ood kind of thing, because they're from the same part of space.
Yes, they are.
What was the DWM comic strip where the Vord are revealed to turn into Cybermen?
The World Shapers, by
That's
Grant
it.
Morrison.
I enjoyed that one.
And it's been referenced in the series as well. So it's certainly during the Capaldi era, it was mentioned the Cybermen on Marinus.
Because it's an inevitable kind of evolution.
For a humanoid form.
And quick question for you.
Yes.
Where else did the Vord turn up?
In the Doctor Who annual that year.
Correct.
Oh, medal.
Yes. There's a bucket in the corner.
Shall we-
One of the bronze ones will do.
Shall we do this?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So, do we quick recap?
Doctor Who's in the shit. Okay.
He's a spy and he's being caught and
Yes.
he's being zapped.
Zapped.
Warning for anyone on the headphones.
Yes, very good point. There's a fair bit of that this time round. Okay, so we're using BritBox in the UK. We've skipped the BritBox logo thing and taken the titles, Doctor Who title sequence, all the way back to 00.00. So what I'm going to do is I shall say 3, 2, 1, go. When I say go, that's when you click to play along with us.
Yes.
That'll be fun. Oh, and people listening to this on the album and trying to follow, what the hell are you doing? But we'll have news for you very shortly.
They would have finished 2 weeks ago.
They would have done. Right, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, here we go then. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's the ship.
There's a box. There's a box about to hit me in the
What
face.
a telephone. Right, here we go. And, yep, still happening. I do love this fade, the cheeky fade with the negative.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's an extra where he not describes, but he explains why he did it that way. Oh, it's Genesis of the Daleks we're watching.
Wow. Who knew? Part 4.
By Neri Nahan. And there's Ecclesley.
Here we go.
Yes.
The not at all. Oh yes, with the
We
very
forgot
handy,
about the control panel down there, didn't we?
very handy control panel at the bottom. Yes, because that's really helpful.
It is. Okay, now there's a bit of noise here, if we're honest with you.
Yes.
I don't have absolutely no idea if I've got closed captions on or not.
I think I have. I hope I have.
It's just nobody's spoken yet.
No, but there's been no. Oh no, maybe I haven't. Boom. It's working.
Ah, there we go. It was on. It's
Countdown
just
for the
nobody had
rocket
spoken.
launch.
Okay, now, oh dear.
Shotgun in the face.
That's where that picture. Well, oh look, it's Ronson, everyone,
Oh dear, he's looking a bit tense.
and Parvel. Oh, you're playing that straight face now, Nida.
Garman was looking very stern there.
Yes.
Do you think he knew?
Don't know. His hair might have. Now, you see, that's what you call a good poker face.
Well, to be fair, he's not got many muscles left. Oh, here it goes. The end of the war. Well, in theory.
Oh, there he is. He's going to
Brave
save the day
to
with it
keep
on
his
one.
face.
Oh, no, he isn't.
Fire!
And we're
My
about to
Sky
get-
Striker.
My glory.
I love the camera movement here. On the rocket.
Hang on a second. We need to alert people listening to it on the LP to turn over to side B. And cue
Crashing
titles.
Yeah.
Now you can turn around to side B. Hurry up, because you'll be behind us.
Ooh, everything's shaking.
Oh,
Well,
switch it off.
switch it off. Yes. I love this speech.
Yes, it's a brilliant speech. I mean, Michael, he just steals the entire show from everyone.
Yeah.
And I mean, if Nida was there on his own, he'd steal the show. But
Yeah.
this even tops that. Oh, I know this piece of music so well.
Yes.
Da, da, dum, dum, da, da. Once again, repainted after Death to the Daleks. We've
The
got to
death
stop
of
obsessing on this.
Peter. The foul
The
spy.
arch, the foul, total spy.
Ronson!
No,
No!
Davros.
I was listening to this on a Walkman in a car that my mum was driving the car.
Arg! Sorry.
She heard the screaming over my headphones and told me to switch it off.
Switch it off. Oh, dear. Oh, How can we get such enjoyment from watching such things? A poor man just got blasted down, and we're sitting here laughing like.
Do we actually ever see more than 3 Daleks on screen at once in this story?
I think there's a couple of goon Daleks from Planet repainted later on when the more Daleks are needed.
Okay.
Probably episode 6, to be fair. We obey. That was my best non-ring modulator Dalek voice. It's not very good.
So here's the thing, right?
Right. Yep.
These Daleks, they must have hovering capability already, right?
Yep. I'll go with that.
From day one, don't they?
Yep, because if they're going to go scavenging in the wastelands to get to the Thal City.
Yeah.
But then again, that would indicate that Davros's chair has a hover capability already. Because he had to make a journey.
Yeah. Well,
now, last week we posited a secret
there might be
route.
secret tunnels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great until you remember there's still that brilliant framing of a Dalek outside when they're huddled down.
So the Daleks definitely have to be able to hover.
I think what we're looking at here is plot armor.
And just moving on to actually what's happening on the screen now.
Yes, that might help.
The Thal leader, he's awfully generous, letting people go within 30 seconds of,
Remarkable.
Has he never heard of guerrilla warfare?
I don't know if they have guerrillas back on Skaro. They probably died off with the Dals.
Clan warfare.
I want to see that now. Oh dear.
I love the way the dome just gradually kind of sinks in on itself and collapses. It's very well done.
Yes, like a slow motion Sontaran face. Can't walk forward to actually help the poor man, can you?
No, I never thought about that. Garman, you are rude. You have to wonder.
Yep.
How much paper did they have stored? Because there's no bloody trees left on Skaro.
Perhaps it's vellum they're using, which is made out of skin.
Muto skin.
That's a good brand name. We're having that.
Muto skin. Only the best will do.
Made to make your mouth water.
Only mildly radioactive.
Again, it's that movement of that hand.
Yeah.
Oh, he's found his bits and pieces again. Look, bless him.
Peace.
Oh, Humphrey Littleton isn't there playing his trumpet.
Here we go.
Yep.
Got there quick. I've always loved the kind of petals on the gun stick that open up.
They got rid of them in later models.
Yeah.
And today's models don't have them.
No.
The problem I got though was back in the days when like this, and this is the last Dalek story to do it, the entire picture goes negative,
as opposed to the individual.
How do we know where the edge of that gunfire is? We don't. We don't know because we don't see it.
No.
Oh! He's going sideways. He's going to tilt, and yep.
Quick tilt!
Quick! Go the other way, bugger.
Now, they must have been filming this one really late at night because I would have retaken that shot.
Yeah. Do you not away? Oh, here comes the same bit of corridor again.
Yes, they are the Daleks.
Come on, lead the way. Do you want me to follow? Do you want me to lead? I mean, what?
You'd get really bored of all these constant preaching and speeches from Davros, wouldn't you?
Yep. I mean, as soon as Garman got the thing that said these aren't, he says they're these aren't mental defects. If you're dealing with somebody who looks at that and says they're not defects, you know there's something wonky about them.
In other news, I often refer to things as this glorious project.
Quite right too.
Are we coming up to the fantastic shot?
The iconic shot, I think.
Yeah. This is how to light Doctor Who.
It is. David Maloney, I think, on the making of documentary for this, basically said he needed to work out how to shoot the Daleks interesting. He said it's down to shadow, keeping them in shadow as much as possible.
And looking up them as well
yeah.
is quite effective.
Yeah.
They did that in Destiny a bit, if I recall.
They did. I think they fitted a minicam to the bottom of the Dalek case, filming up as it trundled along. See, look at that.
This is very simply done. It's a bunch of spotlights with a cyclorama,
yeah.
but
it works. Oh, clam time. Actually, it's not clam time just yet.
No,
it's time for a nice bowl of Mutos. Rah, says the subtitles.
Muto flakes would be interesting. Wonder how crunchy they'd be.
Well, again, you know, do you put them towards the breakfast cereal or do you put them towards the vellum? The choice is yours. Oh, go on, Harry. We love Harry.
Harry, Sarah.
Sarah.
I can hardly believe it.
Ah. There's something very different about Tom's Doctor here than there would be in later years. It's much more, certainly series 12. I think, again, Gary Gillard, I think it was him, basically said series 12 is when Tom really, really tried, acted his socks off. This is because no one had actually seen him on the telly yet.
Well, allegedly he was terrified, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He thought he was going to get fired.
But once they'd been shown and the crowd roared, he was able to relax a lot more, which is why his Doctor's just subtly different in series 12 than it is in later years. And I'll go as far as to say than it is in series 13.
Okay.
Oh, hang on a moment. If that doesn't look fucking suspicious.
Yeah, there's two men with machine guns behind you.
Hang on. Garman.
Yes.
He doesn't look like he's part of the scientific elite. He's dressed more like he's part of the military elite.
Oh, that's an interesting observation. You're 100% correct.
And with hair like a Peladon miner.
Why does he have a different uniform to the rest of the scientists?
It's the German general thing.
Yes,
At least one German general will have a uniform completely different to everybody else, but you'll never know why.
There is actually
you never hear anything nice when you eavesdrop.
There is a legitimate reason why generals did actually have different uniforms, because they had them made for them. They didn't just use the general, rank and file woolen.
No, maybe not. But surely there should have been a deliberate style. It's a case of this is the uniform. You can't go around getting all sorts of different ones.
A bunch of gangsters in charge of Germany at the time. They could do whatever they wanted.
I see no one's put those bars back.
Hermann Goering had pink boots.
Yes, in the trenches, somewhere in the trenches.
Yeah, and Severin is able to get back to the Thals and meet Betan against all the odds and without getting shot.
Now, to be fair, I should imagine most of the soldiers would have been in total shock. Any coloured soldiers that were still out in, because there must be some coloured soldiers still left
on the front lines. Yeah,
exactly. So what happened? Did they continue the war with the Thals?
One minute they're thinking, fuck my luck, I'm out on the front lines in the trenches. And the next minute they're thinking, oh, I'm glad I was out on the front line in the trenches.
But what happens after that? Do they continue fighting, or do they realise, finally, the pointlessness of it? This is an area that has not been covered. And I want it covered.
What happens to the Daleks at the end of the story, I suspect the Thals just try and rebuild.
Please, if I must, I just need to comment on BritBox's subtitling.
Soon and in private.
They've forgotten. They have forgotten the space bar. I have served Davros faithfully for years. I've never questioned what he has done.
That was one whole sentence. Yeah. How convincing do you think Snyder is here?
Everyone, including us.
Are we convinced by Snyder?
Oh, wouldn't you be? I'd be too scared not to be.
Should Garman be convinced by him?
I've said this before, but I just love the fact this is going out on a Saturday. Davros never visits. Oh, I can't take this seriously. This goes out on the Saturday night. It's probably one of the darkest Doctor Who series in recent years, certainly.
Clams.
And then clams. But then the following Monday, Peter Miles goes back to his day job of being a supply teacher, and walks into the classroom, and it's a case of, I just wish he asked one pupil a question and then turned round and said, "Thank you." That's what I wanted to know.
Sorry, I didn't know this. Was he still doing his teacher work?
Oh, I've no idea. But it's nice to think of it like that, though, isn't
lovely,
it?
Yeah.
Okay, these subtitles are really starting to screw with my brain.
Yep.
Oh, look at the incredibly wide ventilation ducts.
Yeah, they need a lot of air in that.
A lot of air. Davros really must stink. I've been down tunnels before, and I've just had a nasty thought.
I get an Ark in Space vibe with this scene.
What?
That is nasty.
Oh, seriously, boys and girls, it's worth watching this on BritBox with the subtitles on. It's a whole new experience. Take drugs before you do, though. And here we go. We're getting to the moment now.
Yes.
Which this is now named after.
Indeed. To the lower level where Davros allegedly never goes.
Look at the smile. Look at the smile.
With you.
And look how warmly he comes across.
Yeah. He's got a nice smile, has Snyder.
Peter Miles did have a nice smile. What the? We're
what?
back. No.
What?
Look, we know this story. We don't need the subtitles. Jesus Christ, boys and girls, you've got to watch this with subtitles on.
Sense of right and wrong.
BritBox, remember BritBox. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Wow. I'm
contacting Neil Perryman. Sod this.
They need a trip to the ISS where they can learn how to use the space bar. Do you get it?
That was good. I might laugh later. Carvel and There Will Be More, which is an unusual name. Thank you. That's what I wanted to know.
Perfect.
One
horrified look. Don't die. And we get a nice little. Your sound's gone, Siobhan.
Which on the album was always confusing, because all you heard was the music and then what happened there?
And on the album, we're about to get a very egregious edit.
We are indeed.
Yes. After the line, "Welcome back," on the TV, you see it's the Doctor coming back. On the album, they've pinched the word Doctor from another scene.
Yes. And also it fades out very quickly.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Doctor, into the next scene.
Yes.
Okay, Davros is hearing things now, Nida. Come on. He
Coming
can't be
from
that
over there.
faithful. Oh, no, he's right. Hang on, his iron crosses.
Yeah, it comes back.
But it came back halfway through the episode.
Yes. I said this to you last week that it would come back.
Well, I knew it was come back, but I thought it would just be at the start of episode 5 or something.
They must
halfway through.
This must be one of the earliest scenes they filmed.
Yeah. Davros, Doctor Davros.
I like the way they just leave him with his scarf on.
There we go. Another thing about time travel.
Yep. However,
just this conversation, the Doctor's very presence, changes Davros from planetary to universal. Yes.
This was a
Time Lords really did do fucking up.
This was a big mistake.
Yeah.
You know how, sorry to our American friends, the CIA, American CIA, are known to screw things up somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Celestial Intervention Agency is well named.
Very much so. Like I said, if I could find out, I'd let you listen to the scene from the Gallifrey series in which they send the Doctor there and they send the Time Lord off to talk to him and then realise, oh shit, I've just started the Time War. This is fascinating. It is absolutely fascinating. The obsession with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, love, have they actually seen them? They're not Supreme Warriors. Not yet. Eventually, when they can turn their midsections.
I've never really liked that feature much.
They don't use it much. But it
turn anyway.
But I mean, Rob Sherman, who wrote Dalek, asked his Mrs. Jane to give him a list of all the things she thought was silly about Daleks.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of them.
Okay. I'm not knocking Rob. I'm just saying I've never really thought...
The whole point was to make the thing bloody terrifying again. That was the whole point of the story, actually. Hence the cyberhead.
Mm.
Oh... Davros being nasty.
Yeah. You are cursed with a conscience. Quite often, one of the Doctor's villains undermines the Doctor with that fact that he cares.
You should have tried to get some Khaleds with you. Because there must logically be some.
Yes, again, out in the trenches.
Yes. Just trying to think what that was. Some sort of battery thing?
Plastic explosive.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. I mean, they couldn't afford the real thing. Visual effects just knocked it up. Uh-huh. Come on, character options. We want interrogation pets.
Have we got a figure of Sarah in that jumper?
I'm not sure. I know we've got one. They released one of her in the outfit she changes into.
Mm. Yes, they very handily find trousers that fit her.
Because that was what she was wearing in Revenge of the Cybermen.
In Davros's cupboard.
This is a horrible scene.
Yeah.
And it's played so well. I mean, that's a fucking latex glove on his hand. But you don't see that.
No. If you look closely, you can see the seam lines, but...
Yeah, but you see through it. You just... That's his hand.
Yeah, his withered hand.
He just plays it... He's established himself so well.
I mean...
It doesn't matter.
Say what you like about Davros. At least he doesn't bite his nails. Doesn't...
Bite his nails. There we go. Kind of stress at the ring modulator.
And that's with the microphone. That's with the microphone moved away from his mouth.
Yep. So there we go. That is episode 4 of Genesis of the Daleks.
How is the Doctor going to get out of this one?
Well, do you know what? I've no idea. No idea at all. I enjoy this. I really
Going very quickly.
Yeah, well, I was going to say to you, perhaps we could do 2 episodes in one session in the future. It depends how much time you've got, that's all.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Maybe we'll finish Genesis with 1 at a time, and then maybe we'll do 2.
What, with Destiny?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Get it out of the way.
Like I say, I mean, it's entirely It's entirely in your hands. Oh, dear. Right, I suppose I better do a roundup of what's happening. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern, we've got the Star Wars role-playing game. That's not for kiddies, telling you that now. But you're welcome to come and watch us screw Brian over left, right and centre. Sunday is the Flashing Blade podcast. There's me, there's him, there's Eddie and Brian, and possibly Dominic, or who knows, maybe even Alistair. We just don't know. Where we will be looking at Image of the Fendal, the War Master, the new War Master set, which I've listened to and it's bloody superb. What else? Doomwatch. Yeah, No Room for Error. And then the Blake 7 episode, Dawn of the Gods. Wow. I did that with using my own memory.
I didn't use someone else's memory.
That's when you ask for help.
That's when you're strapped to a machine that's going, wah.
I'm getting very suspicious with young Edward McKenna, you know.
Right.
He still hasn't worn an unworthy T-shirt.
Oh, dear.
I'm wondering if he's got something up his T-shirt sleeve.
He must be punished.
He must be punished for insubordination. Oh, dear.
You may wear the T-shirt.
Oh, dear.
So what you're saying is you have detected a non-conformity.
We use that Sunday.
Okay.
Okay, we use that Sunday.
Brilliant, brilliant. You have detected the non-conformity.
Oh, dear. Whereupon I immediately come up with, Alien, I must extend. You know we don't have a life, don't you?
It's overrated.
Yeah. Oh, very dear indeed. Oh, yeah, so hopefully we'll be having some unboxing videos coming up as well. At the start of one of these reaction things with the new B&M sets. Could you do me a favour? Could you keep your... I mean, I'm going to go to our local B&M, but could you keep your eyes open for the... Well, I want one...
I know.
Of the Silver Daleks.
So, here's the thing, right?
Yep.
I've got 2 B&Ms within 5 minutes of my house, of the bunker.
Good grief.
One's been there for a few years, but it never, ever gets the stock in on time. But one has opened literally in the last couple of months. Now, I have been there and I have looked to the local one because I did it on my walk the other day, but they didn't have anything. So I will keep an eye out.
If you wouldn't mind, I would just need the one box of Power of the Daleks. So I finally got some silver slatted Daleks like that without black domes. And then I need to try and restrain myself into not buying too many of the of the Day of the Dalek ones, because I want those black Daleks, those deep, dark. They're my favourite Dalek colour scheme. The trouble is, I am going to end up with a whole load of gold Daleks as well, which we could give away as prizes, but I can't be asked wrapping them up to be posted. Quite frankly,
we could award a gold Dalek to the best post of the week, a silver Dalek to the second best post of the week, and a bronze Dalek to the third best post of the week.
Right, I can possibly do one bronze Dalek, because I'm not too worried about them. Silver Daleks, no, I ain't got enough of them for the moment. Gold Daleks, well, we've got them coming out. Depending if we manage to get him in time, I'll take him up to Hooverville and give them out as sweeties. I tell you what, I'll stand in the dealer's room and go, free gold Daleks, who wants a gold Dalek?
And give them away to Cybermen.
Yes. Just, all you got to do, love, is just scrape it on the chest unit. You'll feel brilliant. Snake oil salesman.
Mm-hmm.
That could be quite good. Right, we better stop the stream at least, because this is just supposed to be a reaction video.
Face, no one can hear you stream.
Whew, that's profound. I need to take my time to resolve that one. Wow. Goodness me. Right. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
To our chucks.